Blessings and beautiful rising. Thank you for being here. Blessed rising. If you are catching the raw play, welcome. If you're here with us live, welcome. Please tune in and let us know how the meditation is moving for you. If you want to be here with us live, we are here every day at 7 a.m. Eastern Time until 8 a.m. Eastern Time throughout the month of August. Okay, so the benefit of coming and being here with us live is I get to really pick up on your energy, and you can also interact with us in the chat. So if it's your first time here, this is our Black August meditation, which is in honor and commemoration of the Black Liberation Movement. This is an annual reflection period of honoring our political prisoners, those who sacrificed and paid the cost of their freedom to actually progress the movement to the point in which we are at now, which in many ways we are not really carrying the mantle. So part of why I feel called to uplift Black August this year in this way is because our warrior spirit needs to be activated and stimulated. So the intention ritually, right? For those who don't know who I am the mother of Tehuti Ma'at, the co-founder of Tehuti Ma'at, which is a revolutionary instrument that functions as a grassroots cooperative to build cooperative institutions that are revolutionary and specifically here for the liberation and the restoration of people of African ancestry worldwide. It is specifically to replace the imperialist paradigm that we're in. And I am a healing artist. I am a high priestess. I'm carrying the sacred wisdom of our ancient Kemetic ancestors. And this is a very sacred day. Today is what we consider to be the peak of Sekhmet's portal, or the Lion's Gate. Many people think that the Lion's Gate is specifically only on August 8th, which has significance because through our collective agreement in using the Gregorian calendar, it is the 8th month of the year, and it is also the 8th day of the 8th month. So numerologically, there is a synchronicity that innately opens up a significant portal. However, what many people don't know is that the Lion's Gate itself, or Sekhmet's portal, Sekhmet is the lioness energy, or the force of nature that ancestrally we use the lioness to symbolize, the force of passion, the force of healing through purging, and many, many other things. I want people to recognize that the Lion's Gate comes through this Sekhmet portal that is actually cosmologically linked to Kemetic cosmology, which there are many different interpretations of. However, the astronomical alignment does not change across all the interpretations, right? So our connection to the stars, our connection to our bodies, to the earth, and recognition of our galactic and cosmic lineage, right? Our divinity in that is what allows us to connect with this energy field and to really activate and use this in a practical way. It's not this big mystical thing. So I do encourage people. I do want to do a stream about this year, but there is a stream on our channel from 3 years ago. If you search Lionsgate, it should come up, or if you search 88, it should come up. I streamed it 3 years ago, and I really talked about the significance of this moment, the heliacal rising of Septet, or Sirius, the brightest star in our sky, and the significance of that to Kemetic lineage is that we see Sirius, Septet, as the origin of our human lineage. And that being the main channel that we are receiving from, its rising was considered to be, the dawn of the new year, and it brought the inundation. It began at the end of July and significantly aligns with what even in the modern world is called like the dog days of summer. Usually the hottest days as we come into August is the peak of the summer, but also it's because the dog star Canis Major, the constellation that we call Canis Major, is the constellation that houses Septet or Sirius, which makes its first appearance, right, at this time of year. So we rise into the Sekhmet's portal. We come into this peak. This particular synchronicity today is so significant. So if you're able to be here with us today on a wonderful, great time to synchronize and to sow our intentions, if you catch this later on, it's still equally powerful because, as I said, it's not just an instant occurrence, it is a cosmic progression energetically. So we come into it, it rises, and then it completes itself. So we still have moments to utilize and to connect with this energy. Okay, it is actually seeding something into our planet, seeding an energy, an opportunity for transformation, for activation, and really what people call quantum leaping. And that's because the number 8 represents the eternal field, right? When you think about the 8 and and you flip it on its side and it looks like the infinity symbol, it is because the number 8 in itself is representative of the Kimatef, which is what it's called in Meru Neter and in the Kemetic tradition. So Kimatef is usually shown as a serpent swallowing itself, and it does represent that continuum or continuity outside of like the space-time continuum, right? So it allows us to fold time and to stimulate energy very quickly, to transform, to reset, to release, and to restore. So powerful, powerful energy. So today's meditation, as always, I welcome you into your sacred space. So bring it in. Bring it into yourself, bring it into your body, bring it into remembering why you're here. If you are choosing to slow, which is fasting, I like to call it slowing because really what we are doing is slowing down when we're fasting. I hope when you are not eating, or even if you're doing a dry fast and you're not drinking, that you are not moving fast. You absolutely need to move slow because your body is not getting the fuel and the energy that it typically needs to function. So you do want to slow down and allow yourself to be in a more contemplative state so that you can be more intentional about your choice to sacrifice whatever it is you're sacrificing, right? When it comes to slowing or fasting, you're releasing something and there's an intention with it. If your intention is to purify and to cleanse your body, then you want to be present with that. If your intention is to gain clarity, you want to be present with that. And you don't want to just do the things that you would normally do because your body is not going to be stimulated in the same way, and you're also not going to be focused on that intention. So typically for Black August, that is a big element of Black August, is a rising fast or slow. Our sister Leani invited us to do 7 days. I think for me, I want to do no consumption of content and like external information, and to focus on being in a creative space and just creating, because I have been consuming a lot, and sometimes we can easily gaslight ourselves if we're watching things that we think are positive, or even for me, even if it's not, I allow myself to be in the fullness of whatever comes up for me. But what has been coming up for me so far with this Black August meditation has actually been a lot of grief coming into the space of like reflection with a lot of the trauma that I've healed through, and just like interestingly and unexpectedly going back to those spaces that, I felt complete with, but also there's some elements of healing that take so many different waves of interaction with. So, give yourself grace and love up on yourself as you move through things, and trust yourself and allow yourself to trust your body, trust your experience, your life, and face yourself with love, grace, and courage, so that you can allow yourself to be in the truth and love every part of yourself. So that's one other mantra or hekau that's been coming through this grief process that I've been moving through, especially as I mentioned the other day when Chiron stationed retrograde. And that is, every part of you is worthy of love. Ashe. So I welcome us to come into this space and prepare with all that has been said and all that has been shared. Just allow yourself to just breathe and relax and rest without judgment, coming into your intention for being here for this meditation. And I want you to ask yourself and receive from yourself as you breathe and become present with where you are, observing your breath, observing your body, observing your space. What has been your intention for arriving here for these meditations throughout Black August? Personally, what has been the guiding light that has been bringing you here? What has been the experience for you? What has been stirring as you've been giving yourself more presence with yourself, and tuning and nurturing and assessing and receiving through meditation, right? Just allowing yourself to listen and reflect on how it's been thus far on this 8th day of August. Giving yourself nice deep breaths. Remember the practice that we were doing. We placed one hand on the chest, over the heart, and one hand over the belly, over the core. And we intentionally nurtured ourselves to keep the heart still without breathing into the chest and making the breath shallow, but instead allowing the hand to calm the heart and to guide the hand beneath, that's on the core, to fill the belly up and bring that breath deep into the belly space. So I want you to begin to do that at your own pace, contracting as you exhale, letting that belly contract back, so your belly button's going back towards your jed, towards your spine. And when you inhale, spiraling that breath in, bringing it deep into the belly. Imagine like you have a balloon that's filling up with that golden solar light of intention on this Black August, for liberating yourself, for healing yourself, for trusting yourself. So just allowing yourself to breathe into the space and allowing your breath to give you the guidance and the direction that you need. Okay, I'm going to invite you to bring the palms of your hands together. Again, we're going to bring that solar energy, right, that creative life force of Ra into the palm of our hands with the friction that we're creating, coming to your intention, bringing your attention and your intention to the palms of your hands. What is it that you want to create for this day on this beautiful portal where the soil is fertile and you get to release and create whatever it is that has been on your heart? Bring it into the palms of your hands. And I'll invite you to bring that right to your heart space, receiving that energy into your heart, breathing and allowing yourself to receive and retrieve and remember as you feel into your heartbeat. Coming back into the womb, inviting you to close your eyes and for you to remember that everything is by invitation as we come into meditation. Allowing your heart to radiate in openness, in truth, in ma'at, and allowing that radiance and that trust, that vulnerability to be your protection of your body, of your vessel, of your autonomy and your sovereignty. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your existence. Thank you for your life. Thank you for being here in honor of the ancestors, in honor of the warriors, the freedom fighters, in honor of all of the great ones who have been liberators, who are still with us, feeling into your heart, allowing them to be present in your heart. Honoring and envisioning the warrior spirits that have informed you, that have guided you, that have inspired you. And just giving gratitude from the heart space. Envision that gratitude radiating out of your heart like beautiful golden ripples, just emanating and vibrating from your heart center throughout your body. Holding that in your heart. My apologies, I gotta put this on Do Not Disturb. Giving thanks. Twa, twa, twa. I want you to come into your posture more consciously. So imagine like you have that beautiful golden thread that is tied at your sit bone. It is pulling you up, stacking you up one vertebrae at a time, pulling you up from the core and the pillar within you, rising you up, pulling you up through your crown, relaxing your shoulders back, and rooting yourself into the ground, rooting yourself into the earth wherever you are. If you're seated on a chair, if you're seated on the ground, if your feet are on the ground, whatever parts of your body are being pulled down by set, by the gravity, imagine that those areas are just letting down roots. Your body is just releasing roots into the land, into the earth, deepening those roots with every breath. Inviting us to take some clearing breaths out of the nostrils. So as you inhale in through the nostrils, you're going to drop your jaw and release that breath out of the mouth. Giving yourself permission to release and empty out. If there's any stagnant energy, that breath that's stuck in beneath, like below at the bottom of the lungs, just huff it out, right? I invite you to place your hands wherever you need them, tuning into your body as you continue to breathe and release. Okay, so massaging your body, trusting the healing that's in your hands, giving your body the care and attention that it needs. If you're not feeling clearly where to go in your body, just beginning with your shoulders, your arms, right? As we move and we massage that energy, we're releasing, we're opening, we're stimulating We're awakening, coming into the throat, awakening, because I really want you to awaken your voice. Allow yourself to release out audibly. That vibration that you let out, it vibrates, it awakens, it shakes off whatever is sitting, right? So as you inhale, bringing in what you want, remember you need more space for it. So as you release, letting go of what no longer serves you, letting go of what's occupying your space that's not yours, letting go of anything that's stagnant, that's outworn in this energy of this beautiful day, in this beautiful moon that we're working our way towards, this new moon, this solar eclipse that's here to purge and release out past energy that we don't need. So just preparing for that at your own pace, inhaling in, and with your exhales, intentionally releasing. Inhaling in through the nostrils and exhaling out of the mouth. Calling in the intention that you've been ushering in, the wholeness, the parts of yourself that really want to shine, really bringing that in, giving it space, giving it permission to circulate in the body. Hold that breath and release out of the mouth. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Coming back in as you're ready to inhales in through the nostrils and exhales through the nostrils, and just taking note of however your breath has shifted from when we first started to this moment. I'm going to begin to bring in our sound bowls. Today we're coming back into the heart tone, and I'm also bringing in the tone for the first eye because we are in the Lion's Gate, Sekhmet's portal. So I really want to stimulate our vision, our intuitive vision. Sekhmet is a feline, a feminine feline force. So it is about the sensuality and the prowess of the huntress of the lions, right? The female lion hunts. And she has a very significant energy that we need in this moment, is this energy that allows us to purge. It is the ferocious fire of the lioness that clears out anything that it does not need and burns it into ash. All right. So with this presence and this embodiment of Sekhmet that we have within us, allow the sound bowl to stimulate your vision through your first eye, right? The centerpiece here, sometimes we call it the third eye, but it is the seed of our vision, our first vision, even before our physical eyes were created in our mother's womb. Sometimes even before we even entered our mother's womb, right? Before that convergence of father and mother to create the physical being, we had this vision of our essence, of our existence. It is the essence of the soul's vision, and it's something we have to receive. So that's why it's feminine. So that's the intention with these sound bowls, with your permission. So again, keeping yourself deeply rooted with every deep breath, allowing those roots to deepen into the soil, coming into connection of the quality of the soil that you're in, and coming into connection with whatever guidance that you receive from yourself, from your heart, from your soul, on what you may need to amend your soil. You must feed your soil. It's so interesting that yesterday I was in a session and my spirit called me to this book that I have that says Start with the Soil. For those who don't know, I'm a farmer. So I have this book, Start with the Soil, and it's the Organic Gardener's Guide to Improving Soil for Higher Yields, More Beautiful Flowers, and a Healthy, Easy Care Garden. So you have to start with the soil. So our environment is important, okay? So That's the intention for this meditation. Thank you for your presence. If you have your water with you, this is a great time to hydrate yourself as we get into the sound bowls. And you are just going to trust your breath to guide you. You're going to remember that an open heart is a safe heart. It is what protects your vessel, is what protects your body as you travel in your astral space to connect and bring more of your spirit into your body, as you make space and release what is not of your body so that you can take full sovereignty of your vessel. These are the intentions, right, that I put into the bowls that then reverberate with the natural tone and frequency of those particular aritu, those chakras or energy centers. Stacking up your head, your spine, relaxing the shoulders. If you're resting and laying, melting your way into the earth, into the mat. Deepening the breath. Releasing. Trusting. Breathing into the heart. Weighing the heart. Feeling the feelings. Inviting them to rise, to share their wisdom. What are your emotions teaching you? What are they trying to direct you towards? More often than not, the feelings, the discomforts are guiding us inside to the heart. To any blocked emotions, any feelings that need to be felt. So just trusting, remember there are feelings of joy, there are feelings of relief. There's so many spectrums of feelings. There's feelings of grief, feelings of pain, feelings of hurt that sometimes come out as anger. So get to the core. Deepen your breath. Bring your breath into your heart and allow it to guide you deeper into the space. Closing your eyes and going back into the womb. Trusting your emotions. Giving yourself permission to feel. Nice deep breath. Deep exhale. Breathing into the present. Breathing into the now with gratitude for the emotions, for our sensitivity, for our ability to feel and sense, for this human experience. Gratitude for every emotion that has risen in your heart. Gratitude for presence that brings power to create. Right, so coming back into the first eye. Coming into that vision of what can be created. How can those emotions be fertilizer? Right? Remember the soil that you're in. You're rooted. With every breath, the roots are deepening. What does your soil need? The emotions have told you. Let the emotions be the amendment, the fertilizer to nourish your soil, to give to your roots, to feed and guide your direction in your life, your choices, your decisions, what you need to release. Allowing this collective field and this collective intention to support you in releasing. Seeing what you're calling in. Allowing it to be guided by the heart. Breathing into the heart. Keeping that gaze internally centered in between your brows and your first eye so you can envision the seeds that you're sowing. What does it look like when they sprout? What are you calling in? What are you welcoming into your space? Allowing that to guide you and trusting what you're releasing. Releasing attachments to things that are not going to allow you to welcome in this vision. Breathing and resting. Gonna allow Happy, the water bearer, to continue to nourish you in your meditation and cleanse away whatever you don't need. Envision the water, the rain washing over you, cleansing, freshening, clearing. Just trusting your breath here to guide you, integrating, processing everything that's come up, everything that you felt, everything that's come to your consciousness, relaxing, and even with your eyes closed, envisioning up and out through your first eye, through the center of your eyebrows, just gazing up and letting that lightness release. Release your brain, release your nervous system from attachments to any thoughts or ideas that have come through. Holding that vision, holding the gratitude for your breath, for the gift to be here, for your life, the gratitude for those who sacrificed for this life, for the resilience of the ancestors, for the courage of our political prisoners. Just deep gratitude for coming from a lineage and a legacy of so much power, of so much strength. Ashe. Thank you. So I'm going to ask you to continue to lay, or wherever you are, just continue in your breath, continue to receive. I'm just going to take a few moments of stillness for a minute before we close out. Oh, my apologies. I was on mute that whole time. Okay, in closing out, what I was saying is give yourself the opportunity to use your power and express how the meditations are moving through you and use that to guide the meditation. In the spirit of eternity, I'm feeling everything. But use your power. That's also why it's great for people to be here live, like so I could know that I had no sound. Thank you, Brother Omawale. But also, what came up for you? What does your soil need, right? And I expressed that I am taking 3 personal clients for this eclipse season. If there's anyone who wants to do one-on-one work to specifically go into the space of your becoming and that transformation process, whatever the addictions are, whatever the pain pockets are, whatever the grief is, but people who really are ready to go into doing that deep work and really maximizing on this energy. Eclipse energy is already going to take us and lift us into our darkness. So it's a great, great, great moment to be guided into yourself. So if that is something that you're interested in, then you can contact me directly. So I'll put the email on here. I also want to encourage everyone who is here to be in Ma'at, to be reciprocal. These are donation-based offerings, the daily meditations for Black August. So in the description, you have your options where you can click on the links to make your contribution. Thank you to everyone who has contributed, affirming that that multiplies for you 100, 1,000, a million fold. Thank you. Because in this moment, in this season of great transformation, where our energy goes and the things that we invest our energy into are what we're going to reap. And as a revolutionary instrument, I know the blessings that will be returned onto you. So I want to encourage you to be conscious of that in all your investments, actually. So if you don't have Cash App, you can use PayPal, even if you don't have a PayPal account. PayPal allows you to use a debit or credit card to make your contribution to Tehuti Ma'at and supporting our operations, which I am going to start sharing a little bit more of our programming, what's happening with Organic Food for the People, the expansion of our gardens, and our food sovereignty movement, so that everyone gets a sense of all of the different activities. As Sister Leani shared, our prosperity practice, and our focuses on where our investments go in this season. I also want to make sure that I put here well, let me just put this here. grow@tehutimat.org. You can also text 646-883-MAAT. All right. So I'll make sure for some of the future sessions to have the links and everything in here. But I do want to thank you for being here with us. I do encourage you, please, if you're watching the raw play, leave a comment. Let us know how the meditations are flowing for you. What is it that you need in your soil? Right? We have to learn to express our needs so that they can be met. Right? So I invite you to share that on August 12th, which is the total solar eclipse. We are going to have our beloved elder, Dr. Regina Jennings, here with us, and she's going to be sharing about the origins of Black August. So it's going to be a very powerful, historically orienting, and activating session that we have. So if you are not subscribed to the page, please subscribe and make sure, even if you are subscribed, that you go in and hit the notification bell so that you are notified whenever we schedule live streams, so that you don't miss anything that we stream throughout the month of August. All right, as we move into the new moon, we're going to bring out more offerings, and we invite you to be here for those. If you have anyone that you want to share this with, please share the link, invite people to come to the daily meditations with you. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much to those who are here with us live. Thank you so much for being here with us. I am going to put one of our declarations for Tehuti Ma'at on the screen, and I invite you to say this declaration, to be part of this declaration, to bring it into your life, into your home, into your space. It is our commitment to true liberation will succeed in unity, oneness, and connection. Again, our commitment to true liberation will succeed in unity, oneness, and connection. And we're going to give it a third time. Our commitment to true liberation will succeed in unity, oneness, and connection. We had talked about doing the daily Ma'at, principles of Ma'at, and I do need to pull up the slides that we have with the declarations of Ma'at. So I will bring that back in. I wanted to share that this particular declaration, when we created this declaration, originally it was a collective declaration of the people who were in the co-op, maybe about 7 years ago. And originally it was focused on the disunity and the issues that were amongst us, right? That we were recognizing, okay, these things are getting in the way of our focus on our mission of true liberation. And we changed the declaration to speak to and to affirm what it is that we need in order to override, right, the disunity and the separateness and the individualism, right? So as we continue to move into the essence of Hapi and this energy, as I said, I'm going to share a little later on today about this energy and why Hapi is so significant to Sekhmet's portal, to the Lion's Gate, and this energy cycle that we're in right now that's super potent, but also very sacred to ancient Africans, right? That spirit of collective energy is landing in the collective right now. So those things that we've been programmed into to feel like we need to separate ourselves, and the fear of losing ourselves in a group, or all of our group trauma, all of those things that are coming up, we are going to be faced with the opportunity to really heal that. So it takes unity, oneness, and connection for us to create true liberation. So right now the energy is supporting us in getting there. So I do invite you to join our cooperative. Even if you just want to support our efforts, support the work that we're doing with a consistent contribution, that in itself is helpful. You can just come into the kingdom. You'll get our Moonly report that has the cosmic forecast, and it has all the offerings that are member exclusive offerings that we have throughout each moon cycle. So you could be supporting the mission and also be nourishing yourself. And if you want to be more active in participating, then there are other ranks for people who want to be more so contributors, or if you want to bring a organization or a cooperative into our world, we invite you to join the Tehuti Ma'at militia. If you are a spiritual warrior and you know that you are a star in our constellation, and your spirit, your soul is guiding you to contribute in a meaningful way to the liberation of African people in on solid ground, on solid foundation, rooted in our spiritual awareness that a lot of our previous movements did not have, right? That has been one of the sole intentions, to have a holistic revolutionary approach. And that is what we're going to be transmitting more of throughout Black August as we enter into the new moon cycle. so that you can learn more about Tehuti Ma'at as a revolutionary ideology, methodology, and strategy for liberation. Okay, so as always, remember the revolution begins in you. You are the revolution. So if that's changing the way that you eat, if that's uplifting your family, your loved ones, and those around you, if that's just being present with yourself and healing yourself and nourishing yourself and trusting yourself, wherever you are in your process of liberation and liberating yourself, is the ultimate contribution that you can give from an overflowing cup. So we welcome you to join Tehuti Ma'at. Thank you again for being here with us. Thank you for those who were able to be here with us live. And we will see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Please share this with anyone that you know would benefit from taking this beautiful guided journey into themselves, especially on 8-8, on this beautiful Sekhmet Lioness energy portal. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow. Power.